Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. You just come back from USA. How was there? Can you tell me something
Uh,
about your activities there?
it was a very interesting visit. I
Mhm.
have participating at the UN Commission for Social Development, 56th session of
Mhm.
it, on behalf of Youth of Georgia, and at the same time at the ECOSOC Youth Forum, which was organized by Envoy on Youth, a
Mhm.
special representative of the Secretary General, Jaidma Vikramanayake, and the event was very interesting. I believe the outcomes of both forums will be very fruitful in order to engage Georgian youngsters with UN activities and to have more ties both on UN level, but at the same time to strengthen and empower our youngsters here in Georgia.
Mhm. And I observe your work in diplomacy, and I see that your attitude brings help to people and take care for their satisfaction. And tell me, what is for you? What does it mean for you this satisfaction in life?
You know, satisfaction in life probably is related to something internal. How you feel about that. If you feel positive, uh, if you feel that your day was some fruitful, and mostly it's not related to your job, it's more about if you are helping people, if
Mhm.
you are encouraging someone to do it better, if you can have a positive impact. It's the most beneficial thing in the world. Uh, Probably in my job, when we speak about my job, uh, it's when you are helping people. Uh, you're giving them education or giving some more information about their opportunities to engage, to be more engaged, to be more powerful.
Mhm.
In UA we say once you have opportunity, knowledge, and skills to share and to empower other persons, youngsters, and not only youngsters, you have responsibility.
Mhm.
Responsibility to help every single young person you know and you can. So this is a responsibility we have. And when even one single young person empowered or supported, educated, is already one step towards better world. And of course, I believe every human's responsibilities to have a better world, to have his own or her own input to the world we are building. Better world, sustainable one, peaceful, where every human is living in dignity and in peace.
Mhm. And how you would knew that you achieve it? I mean, this satisfaction in your life.
It's very hard to do. Today we're too busy to make ourselves busy. Every person is trying to be very busy with like routine stuff every day, but it's not the aim of the life just to be busy. Probably we should think about how to have more productivity while we will have more time to spend with our family, with our friends, to just be have positive impact for our city, our community, any place we are living. I mean, not every time and not everything in our life should be dedicated to work, but work we are doing should be very fruitful. I mean, our activities should be directed in the right way to have
Mhm.
more impact with less efforts. And when I speak about life satisfaction, probably it's to be balanced. Life should be balanced. Not only job, but
Mhm.
all other
Work-life
aspects of
balance.
life should be balanced. And you should have this balance from inside. First of all, you should be balanced internally, in yourself. Because as we say with Georgian youngsters, when I ask our great youngsters, young persons in the regions, in Tbilisi, in other places, uh, who is the main enemy of you?
Mhm.
The answer is very right every time. And I feel very good after that answer because probably in most cases answer is same. Of course, yourself.
Mhm.
Like, and when we understand that the main enemy is we, something inside us, of course we first of all should fight inside us have won this battle, and then bring this balance and bring this harmony to outside world. And satisfaction, of course, is the battle when it goes right, when we have satisfaction inside us, and then can share it in positive way with our society, with our friends, and with the place we are living to make world better place. I believe that today what we lack in most of places in the world is that people are not positive. We don't think positive. When you walk in the streets, you see sad persons. Even in case they have everything, they are sad. I don't know why, because when person is positive, we see it in Western world, and I do like that. I share it with my fellow youngsters here in Georgia. That persons are just very positive with each other in the street, in subway, in other places. So probably it's a way, and we should reshape same things in other countries. And as I'm working now here in my country, Georgia, on behalf of youngsters, I'm trying to reshape this reality here in my society.
It's very interesting. And tell me, what do you feel when you represent young, ambitious people all over the world?
It's very interesting position, and it's huge responsibility, because you speak on behalf of the most powerful, most not only powerful, but we can say even if we speak about energy. Most energy is in young generation, and it's young generations that is revolutionary thinking, who wants to reshape everything what they don't like at the moment, who wants to change it in very short term, in very short time. And of course, when I speak on behalf of youngsters, I feel this, as I'm also a youngster, I'm also a young person.
How old are you?
I'm 22. And I feel that, together with them, that we want to have impact today, we want to reshape a lot of things, change harmful traditions, practices, and have a better understanding of how we want to live in our country or in other places, because like today's world is not limited by borders anymore. Of course, at the same time, when I'm working with youngsters, it's very important for me to somehow forward or transfer this knowledge and information and their wishes and thoughts to current generation, as we call it, generation which governs our country, societies, world, in order to have very how to say polite messages, because youngsters are more emotional, and that is the thing we should use in order to change our world. Young persons have the best opportunities for that. They have best capacity, energy, and the government, any government, should engage youngsters to build a better country, and it should start immediately. I mean, it's not the generations that will come. It's already generation. I mean, 1.8 billion young persons in the world, the largest generation of young persons. It's great opportunity to reshape world. If you ask young persons, they don't hate each other. Even in conflicted regions, I believe youngsters are very open-minded, and there is tries to have youngsters oriented on some against each other, so on. But what I believe is right, to leave them free in order to build a world where every person will live in dignity, beside its origin or some background, any kind of it.
I see. Whom you most admire from a historical person, and why?
Probably the list is too long, because there have been a lot of great persons,
For example.
working for not only for their communities but for global development. And what we see today, even it's not in best shape. What we see, our planet is not in the best shape at the moment, but there are a lot of positive things coming from previous generations, and we have great persons living with us today. So I can of course mention Mahatma Gandhi, the way how he fought for peace, for development in other way, in different way. He proved that it's reality. It can be like that. Another person is Martin Luther King, shaping some civil rights, reshaping it, and the United States, we mentioned already, yeah? United States is based on the values created, established by that person, but not only by him. A huge generation did that. But of course, we need historical persons. We need leaders to do that. So what I'm trying to do with my fellow youngsters is to have more leaders, because leaders can reshape these processes. And if we come to the reality, when we speak in UN about SDGs, at the same time we mentioned that governments are not doing enough to implement SDGs on level we need. So we are oriented on private companies, on private persons, because not only government is responsible for that. And when we speak about that, of course, we remember a great guy, Elon Musk, for example, a person who's living today and reshaping our community. Tesla, electric cars, SpaceX, and some programs which will reshape transportation, reshape our understanding of humanity. And also some other solar city program, artificial intelligence, which is very important, and to develop it in right capacity and right way is very important to bring positive things to our communities and help us to build more sustainable communities. This is the way, and guys like Elon Musk, his team, and many other persons are less famous, but doing not less, I can say, are very important. So the persons like that who have positive understanding, want to have positive impact to our world, and see, Tesla car, Roadster was like it's in space at the moment after Falcon Heavy flight 1 week ago. You have this sign mentioned on it, created by humans on Earth. Very interesting thing. I believe that persons who see our planet as a place for humans, and everything we are creating here is created by humans on Earth, is very right way of understanding where we're going.
And now I think it would be a very useful question to you, to expert, because in my opinion you are expert. How to conduct public performance well?
Very interesting question. I already mentioned that it's about harmony. If you don't have harmony inside you, it's very hard because you have to work a lot. I mean, every single meeting has to be prepared. You have a lot of energy to be spent for not only to prepare meetings, but during the meetings, it's not about just giving lecture. It's about working with every single personality.
Yeah.
What I believe our teachers globally should understand is when you speak with class, with some audience, is not about speaking with audience. It's about speaking to every single personality, every single person who is there, and everyone is different. That's our power. So when I'm trying to do my best with working with our youngsters, the most difficult thing, but I'm trying to do it in a good way, is to find what is the main interest of that person, how to support him personally, because the key you have is not for everyone. You should have a special key for everyone, but it's different keys, I mean. And that's very important thing to do. And at the same time, in order to keep your performance well and to keep going on that way, you have to mobilize your resources. You have to be oriented on job, understand the importance of it, not just for having a meeting as such, but to have results, concrete results of having better impact, even one single youngster, if after meeting with me is empowered to be better citizen, better member of society, it's already, I believe, the best way. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, and performance is about quality. You can do 100 meetings, but if it's not oriented to have a huge impact, it's just no reason to do that. You can have just one, but powerful. One, but where every single young person is engaged. So what I'm trying to do is that way, and I believe it's very positive, and I'm really satisfied with that, because during half a year, I have met personally with 20,000 young persons, and part of them are very engaged at the moment. So I believe to work actively with them, with other groups, to have more engagement, to have more participation, because that is the way to build stronger society and country. And if we compare our country to Western developed countries, it's not differences with nature, with climate, with natural resources, but with the best resource we have, human capital, human beings. And the difference is that we are not using our best resource, youngsters, in right capacity. First of all, it's coming from the understanding that we should raise every single person as a leader, because we need society of leaders. Only society of leaders can create more GDP, or we can call it some wealth, we can call it prosperity, and any kind of term. But the outcome is that society of leaders oriented on having better society, developed one, positive one, with better social ties, with mutual feeling and understanding. June 13 in Tbilisi, when it happens in Vere, do you remember that? In Vere and Vake, when we have this flute.
Yeah, I was there. I was here.
Yeah.
I was here.
So when I remember that, and our youngsters, I was there just working as a one person with every other youngster, I feel that youngsters doing that thing for their city, their country, their society, are proving that it's possible. So that's why I'm keep going, and believe that it's possible. Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your huge knowledge, and thank you for this meeting. It was a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your engagement and for your activities. I believe that this kind of meetings, interviews are very fruitful, because we can engage more youngsters and not only young persons, to share their ideas, thoughts, and to become better society. TED, what is doing? TED, what they are doing at the moment. It's sort of it, not very similar, but I mean the idea, I believe it's same. So what we need really in Georgia is to have this, we can say some expert, not only expert, but the persons who have some achievements, so share their